Let's start with the headlines. South Korea keeps breaking its own record for the world's lowest fertility rate. It's not just a statistic, it's a national obsession, splashed across every newspaper and debated endlessly on talk shows. The numbers keep dropping, and the sense of urgency is growing. It's like a grim Olympic sport, except the prize isn't gold, it's national extinction. Imagine a country competing to see how few babies it can have, year after year, and somehow always coming out on top. This is a country that excels at everything: tech, dramas, music, global pop culture. South Korea is a powerhouse, setting trends and breaking records. But it's failing at the one thing every species must do: reproduce. For all its innovation, it can't solve the puzzle of its own shrinking future. It's a 5-alarm fire, but everyone's waiting politely for the fire truck. The alarms are blaring, but the response is muted, almost as if the crisis is too big to process. The news is relentless: youth unemployment, elderly poverty, marriage rates at all-time lows. Every day brings another story about a society under pressure, with young people struggling to find jobs, and older generations left behind. South Korea is a society running at full speed, straight toward a demographic cliff. The cities are bustling, but the countryside is emptying out, and the future feels like it's rushing toward a dead end. Schools are closing, maternity wards are turning into nursing homes, and the sound of children is vanishing. Playgrounds that once echoed with laughter now sit silent, a haunting reminder of what's missing. The government's response? Cash bonuses for babies, hundreds of billions spent, and the birth rate keeps dropping. Policies come and go, but the trend refuses to budge. It's like offering free drinks on a sinking ship. The incentives are generous, but they don't address the real reasons people aren't having kids. The real problem? Young people see the cost of raising a child: insane work hours, crushing education pressure, sky-high living costs, and say, no, thanks. The dream of family life is overshadowed by the reality of stress and sacrifice. They'd rather get a dog. Who can blame them? Pets offer companionship without the overwhelming burden, and for many, that's enough. The future is arriving fast, and it looks terrifyingly empty. As night falls, the city lights flicker on, but behind those windows, fewer families are gathering around the table. South Korea's legendary efficiency is now serving a society that's slowly grinding to a halt. The machines keep running, but the people to operate them are disappearing. The crisis is silent, but it's everywhere. In the quiet streets at dawn, in the empty playgrounds, and in the worried faces of a nation searching for answers. On the surface, South Korea is a global superstar: K-pop, Oscar-winning films, beauty trends, and tech. But behind the glitz, the country faces a crisis: the world's lowest birth rate, now at 0.7 children per woman. The society that exports youth and energy is rapidly aging. The work culture that powers K-pop leaves no time for life outside the office. Perfection is the standard, and it's exhausting. The dream sold to the world is a nightmare for many Koreans. Young people are called the N-po generation, giving up on dating, marriage, children, home ownership, and sometimes hope itself. They see a future of endless work, tiny apartments, and supporting a growing elderly population. It's a rigged game, and many are refusing to play. The silence in maternity wards is the loudest protest. It's a desperate scream from a generation that feels abandoned. To understand the crisis, you have to see how South Korea rose so fast. 70 years ago, it was one of the world's poorest countries. Through relentless work, education, and state-led plans, it became a high-tech powerhouse. The national motto was Pali Pali, hurry, hurry. Skyscrapers, global brands, and world-class infrastructure rose from the ashes. The miracle on the Han River was breathtaking, but every miracle has a price. The culture of sacrifice and competition that built Korea is now burning out its people. The same drive that ended poverty is crushing happiness. The deal wealth and recognition in exchange for joy, peace of mind, and ultimately children. Now the bill is due, and the country is running out of ways to pay. The engine of growth has become a trap. At the heart of Korea's rise, and its misery, are the chaebols, Samsung, Hyundai, LG. These family-run giants shape the economy and daily life. Landing a chaebol job is the ultimate prize, but it's a golden cage. The work culture is punishing: long hours, rigid hierarchy, and no work-life balance. After-work drinking is mandatory, and your job becomes your identity. Only a tiny fraction get these jobs. The rest scramble for less secure, lower-paying work. The competition fuels the education arms race and deepens inequality. Chaebols built modern Korea, but now they stifle innovation and happiness. They're the architects of both the miracle and the decline. The system is anti-family, anti-happiness, and unsustainable. Why are young Koreans giving up on marriage and kids? It's not a lack of desire, it's a rational response to an impossible system. Work culture demands all your time. Raising a child feels like a second job. Housing is unaffordable, especially in Seoul. Education costs are sky high, with parents expected to pay for endless tutoring. The result, many opt out, rejecting the traditional path as a trap. Marriage is seen as an economic merger, kids as a luxury for the rich. It's not selfishness, it's self-preservation. Pessimism about the future is the final straw. Why bring a child into a world you believe is broken? So, young people focus on their own happiness, travel, hobbies, and freedom. They're choosing themselves because society offers no real alternative. The great opt-out is a quiet rebellion. The Sampo generation, giving up on courtship, marriage, and children, has become the Enpo generation, surrendering even more. It's not just angst, it's a calculated surrender. Pressure starts in childhood, a hyper-competitive education system, endless tutoring, and the all-important Sunyoung exam. Survive that, and you face a brutal job market. Hundreds of applications, constant rejection. Most don't make it into the corporate elite. The rest get unstable, low-paying jobs. They followed the rules, sacrificed youth, and found the promised reward wasn't there. The system feels like a lie. By giving up on traditional success, they reclaim a bit of freedom. If you can't win, refuse to play. But a society can't survive when its young give up on the future. This is a symptom of deep, systemic sickness. It's the sound of a generation quietly closing the door on tomorrow. Seoul is home to over half of South Korea's population, a megacity that's the center of everything. It's a city that never sleeps, pulsing with energy, ambition, and relentless movement. From the glittering skyscrapers to the packed streets, Seoul is the beating heart of the nation, drawing people from every corner of the country. All opportunity is concentrated here, pulling in the nation's youth and ambition. For young people, Seoul represents hope, a chance to build a future, find a career, and chase dreams. But this magnetic pull comes at a cost. The result? Regional towns are hollowing out, left with aging populations and dying economies. Once vibrant communities are now shadows of their former selves, as schools close and businesses shutter. The imbalance is stark and growing, creating a visible divide between the thriving capital and the struggling countryside. Life in Seoul is no paradise. Costs are sky high, competition is fierce, and the commute is soul-crushing. Every day, millions squeeze into packed subways and buses, spending hours just to get to work or school. The city demands everything and offers little in return. Tiny apartments, isolation, and relentless stress. Many young adults find themselves living alone in cramped spaces, working late into the night, with little time or energy left for anything else. The regional divide fuels the demographic crisis, as rural areas age rapidly and families disappear. Playgrounds sit empty, and schools close their doors for good. Seoul is one of the hardest places in the world to raise a family, but it's where the jobs are. High housing prices and intense pressure make starting a family a daunting challenge. Young people are trapped, unable to afford life in the city, but with no jobs or prospects elsewhere. Many feel stuck, caught between impossible choices. The obsession with one mega capital has made the country hostile to the next generation. Frustration grows as young people demand change and a chance at a better life. The geographic paradox leaves no good options. Either struggle in the city or watch your hometown fade away. The nation is cannibalizing its own future, sacrificing its regions and its youth for the relentless growth of one megacity. Chaebols were once Korea's heroes, but now they cast a long shadow. Their dominance creates a rigid, unequal economy. New businesses struggle to compete or innovate. Why try when a chaebol can crush or absorb you? SMEs are squeezed. Jobs outside chaebols are unstable and low-paying. The wage gap deepens inequality and fuels the education rate race. Cozy ties between chaebols and government breed corruption and mistrust. The powerful play by different rules, eroding faith in the system. Chaebol's culture of overwork and winner-take-all mentality make family life impossible. The very giants that built Korea now hold it back, resisting the change needed for survival. The giants are stumbling, and may take the country down with them. The relentless pressure has consequences. tragic ones that ripple through society, affecting families and communities. South Korea has one of the highest suicide rates in the developed world, especially among the young, who feel trapped in a cycle of expectations. It's a silent epidemic of despair, where cries for help often go unheard amidst the noise of daily life. Mental health stigma runs deep. Seeking help is seen as weakness, a flaw in a society that prizes perfection. Many suffer in silence, fearing damage to their careers or reputation, afraid of being judged or misunderstood. The government's response, hotlines, sensors on bridges, are bandages, not cures. They offer temporary relief but fail to address the root causes. The real causes: academic pressure, brutal work culture, social isolation, economic anxiety, are deeply ingrained in the fabric of society. You can't fix this with a hotline. You have to fix the society. A society that values achievement over well-being is a society in crisis. South Korea is at a crossroads. Continue down this path, or change. The choice is stark, but the opportunity for transformation is real. It needs a cultural revolution, one that values happiness and well-being over hours worked or schools attended. A shift towards empathy and understanding. The land of morning calm needs to wake up, fast. The future depends on it, and the time for change is now. A nation without children isn't a nation. It's a museum waiting to happen. A place where memories linger but life does not thrive. That would be the greatest tragedy of all. A future lost to silence and inaction. A legacy of sorrow instead of hope.